You're listening to Trek FM.
Hello, welcome to a new episode of From There to Here, Trek FM's 50th anniversary rewatch of Star Trek, in which we look at all 729 episodes from beginning to end. I'm your host, Richard Marquez, and here with me is...
Amy Nelson.
Yay!
Yay!
How you doing?
Doing great. Very excited to be talking some Voyager and Deep Space Nine, but a little sad that this is our last block together.
Oh, I'm giving you a pout face. But you know what? That's okay, because you and I are going to be spending a lot more time. Where?
We are co-hosting Earl Grey with Lee Hutchinson, so you will hear us a lot more.
Yay!
Yay!
All right, Amy, start us off.
All right. Well, the disease is a Voyager episode, and they encounter a xenophobic nomads in space for 400 years with ship-wide malfunctions. So they're going to stop and help them because they're nice, I guess. And the crew offers to help, and there are some serious consequences. So, Richard, what did you think of the disease?
First off, a ship that's a xenophobic ship that apparently doesn't have a destination, or at least they're trying to get home or something like that. It just seems very odd that they haven't run into any real troubles until now. And funny enough, it's malfunctions in their ship systems, and then of course we find out that there's an actual parasite, so to speak, that's chipping away at their ship to decompress certain parts of the ship. But it's just, I find it odd. I don't believe it. I don't believe that they haven't they ran into people and avoided them. But how did they how did they avoid all those species like the Hirogen or the Borg or even
8427.
8472.
Thank you.
I mean, it's seriously. I mean, they of anything, Voyager should be figuring out their tactics or something like that. I mean, Tuvok should be over at that ship and rummaging through their records and be like, "Hey, this is how you guys did it. Oh, that's genius," or something like that. I don't know.
Well, and I have to agree, and I didn't even think about it, but you're right. I mean, and look at the size of that ship. I mean, 40 generations, they said, or whatever. And the ship is massive, and no one's detecting them. No other aliens. You're right. The Hirogen. They should have been detected because they're huge. I mean, unless people just think they're an asteroid. I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, the Voyager is like a tiny blimp, and
yes,
this habitat ship is like a big blob on a blimp screen.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, so apparently it takes them a long time to repair the ship because Harry Kim gets into a little bit of trouble. And you're like, well, how hormonal do you have to be? I mean, you're only there for a few days. Okay, I'll give you a few weeks. I'm sorry. Keep it in your pants. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Shh.
But I'm like, really? It's only been a couple days at max, a couple weeks, and you're getting into trouble already. What's up with that?
Hey, love happens,
Oh.
you love strikes. It's like lightning. I don't know. It's like you said, keep it in your pants, Kim. I mean, it's no wonder you're an ensign.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, one thing we got out of this, I mean, we definitely got to see Janeway realize that she's been protecting him. I mean, he's definitely the example that she wants everyone to be in a Starfleet officer, especially ensign at the top of his class. I mean, come on. I mean, and then since he was the top of his class, I mean, why not promote him too?
Exactly.
It kind of sucks to be an ensign on the Voyager. I mean, by the time he gets to Earth, he might as well be an admiral because of all the things he's done.
Yeah.
But poor Kim, yeah, he doesn't get to see his love blossom. So
Yeah. And I think it's interesting that he chooses to feel the pain, and um, I can respect it, but I don't know if I would go through it. I have been through a serious heartbreak, and that ain't no fun, and I wouldn't want to wish that on anyone. And if I had the doctor offering me, some kind of medicine to take away the symptoms, I would be on that for sure.
love hurts.
It does. It does, guys. It does.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've been there myself. Definitely not a happy feeling. I'm sure everyone that's listening knows what we're talking about, or at least I hope so. But yeah, definitely, yeah, love hurts.
Yeah, let us know in the Babel conference if you would take the medicine or if you would choose to feel the pain.
Me personally, I'm a person that doesn't like medicine, so I'd probably take the pain.
Oh, well, hats off to you.
But then again, I don't know what it feels like to. Well, no, I do know what it feels like. But I mean, if it was like an actual disease, love in this case, but it's like whatever was going on in him, it makes his face glow up or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, if it, obviously, if love gave something like an actual reaction to that, I guess I would. But I mean, it kind of doesn't. But yeah, I don't know. Take 2 pills and see me in the morning.
Exactly. Well, I think we should leave this disease conversation and head on over to Badda-Bing, Badda-Bang.
There we go.
I can tell that you like this episode, but let me tell you about it. While relaxing in Vic Fontaine's Las Vegas Holosuite Lounge, O'Brien and Bashir are surprised by the arrival of mobster Frankie Eyes. Yeah, it just all of a sudden turns. You're going, what happened to Vic's? And now you're in this, whoa, crazy ladies dancing, totally different atmosphere. So, Badda-Bing, Badda-Bang. What are your thoughts?
I absolutely love this episode, and the part of it is that it's a holodeck episode, and I like all the holodeck episodes that deal with DS9. Maybe not so much with TNG, but we'll get to that. But like it was a different change. I mean, obviously the war is going on, and the height of the Dominion War is going on, and it's something that they could get out of and get away from the war, which helps morale all together. And on top of that, the entire senior staff is in this whole entire heist. Yes. It's another Fort Knox situation.
Another Fort Knox situation.
And it's just it's such an intriguing episode that it just makes you think that I mean, obviously as Cisco didn't want to participate in the beginning, that the 60s for black people wasn't really a good time for anyone, or at least for black people back then, especially in Vegas of all places. And this, I mean, I see where he comes from. It's an illusion, yeah, but I mean, it's also to get away of what it could have been if, say, for instance, something like the civil rights movement wasn't happening at that time or anything like that, and everyone was equal and everyone actually could. I mean, yeah, technically it's an illusion, but I mean, it's a what if situation, and it'd be fantastic to play a situation of like robbing a bank. I mean, just for fun. I mean, you're not really robbing a bank because there's no currency, but in this case, it's just it's a whole entire plan to. I mean, they've got this goal in mind to, rob basically the casino or the bank or whatever you want to call it. And it's so interesting on how they do it, and and obviously it is, and just like any other like Mirror Universe or holodeck episode, you get to see them outside of their character, playing outside of their character. So, yes. What'd you think?
Well, Richard, I'm going to be honest with you. I started watching this episode and I was like, oh, a Holosuite episode. I can't do it. I don't want to. I was feeling very resistant like Cisco. I'm like, oh, do I have to sit and watch a holodeck episode? And boy, I will tell you, I was sucked in. It was so much fun. I couldn't believe it. In the middle, I was like, woohoo, what's going to happen? And, that now we've got Star Trek meeting Ocean's 11, a heist in the casino and taking the money to end the program. And, it was so much fun. And to see, okay, Kira, she's just one foxy lady. And, each of their roles and them working together and building their camaraderie. I mean, yeah, we're season 7 now, so they are just firing on all cylinders. And this episode really displays how well the crew get along together. I totally sucked in. I had to just reverse my initial thoughts, and I really enjoy this episode.
I'm so glad you said that because I actually love that dress on her. It's one of my favorites. That and the red dress with the white trim on it.
Yes,
is one of my favorite. When she was when Kira and Odo were about to start dating, and they had that romantic kiss on the promenade. Those are my favorite dresses on her. But I mean, I absolutely love Kira, and Not a Visitor is such a brilliant actor. And I mean,
yes.
I actually met her not too long ago, and oh my gosh, I love her to death.
Yeah. I mean, they just clean up so nicely, Bashir in his tux and Cisco in his tux. Come on now. Oh, and then at the end, okay, so then the heist is over. It returns back to Vic. And what do you know? We've got Cisco singing to us. What could be better? That was the perfect ending. Great. Oh my gosh. And his voice is amazing. I mean, he's a singer though, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I do believe he's a jazz.
Yep.
I want to say artist.
Yes.
Not artist, maybe musician. There you go.
Yeah.
Jazz musician. Yeah, and it was the best is yet to come with Vic Fontaine and obviously Cisco. And I'm so glad you said that because the ending was my favorite part, and I find myself every time I watch this episode, I'm singing with them and everything.
Yeah,
and it's just, it's so great. It's such a great episode, and I'm a sucker for the dress up especially back in the '60s, and all those formal dresses, tuxedos. And it's like, bow ties and everything. I'm a sucker for all that.
Man, I mean, back in the day, so I live in Las Vegas, and I can tell you, people don't dress up in tuxedos to go to casinos anymore. And I sure wish they did, my goodness. That was a nice-looking casino. I'd be playing some games there, too. But I also wanted to point out another thing that I really enjoyed about this, and blame's the wrong word, but yeah, I blame Mike Schindler and John Mills for their awesome commentary on Stage 9, and Commentary Trek Stars is what I know them from. So they're like always talking about film and camera angles and directors and da-da-da. Okay, so they get the money's gone, and then they have this the way that the camera shoots it with the Frankie eyes leaving and crossing paths with the crew, and just how that camera angles captures each face as it goes on. Like you see Frankie eyes and then his, goon, and, they're walking past and it's still paneling each of the crew there. I just thought that was so good. It was great camera action.
Yeah, like I said, that was one of my favorite scenes. The final scene was just perfect. The music going on, and basically them, I don't know if you want to call it gloating. Not really gloating, but they were walking out, and it was like, see you later. Yeah, but not quite. So it was really, really good. I mean, it was definitely a classy episode. I absolutely think it's fantastic.
Yeah, and them, flying by the seat of their pants, and, when the guy is like the wrong guy, and Ezri brought the martini, and it's the wrong guy. Oh, no, what's going to happen? Oh, he's on the phone longer. There was so many times it could have but they just work together, and, it really shows the crew really just getting along and having so much fun together. That's what's great about it.
And and I'm glad you brought that up, because it just shows how well they've gelled together. Even with Ezri Dax, I guess she's a Dax, but having Ezri on there, right? Exactly. And how well she meshed in with the rest of the crew, and it's just so it flowed like they've known each other for like years, and it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Well, let's. I mean, I already know what you're gonna say, but let's hear your rating.
Well, definitely, I think it is 2 thumbs up for sure. For sure, it was so much fun, very lighthearted, and it's just enjoyable. So much fun. And your rating? Are you all thumbs again?
I'm all thumbs. I wish I had 8 legs or something like that. Actually, Jennifer would hate me for that because she hates spiders. But but I wish I had 8 legs and I could do all 8 with thumbs up, because I absolutely love this episode. This and Take Me Out to the Hollow Suite.
Yeah, I got sucked right in, so I'm there with you. Definitely.
Outstanding. Well, so I think that does it for us on this episode. Amy, where can they find you on the internet?
Well, I would love to have you listen to our Earl Grey, where I'm co-hosting with fabulous Richard here and Lee Hutchison. And I'm also on the Babel Conference, Trek FM's dedicated Facebook group page. So join us there. And Richard, what about you?
I am also on the on Earl Grey as a co-host, as Amy says, with Lee Hutchison. And I'm also on the Babel Conference, popping in and here, stirring trouble here and there. Try not to. And I'm also on Twitter at XRansom. So you can catch me there.
Well, Richard, this has been so enjoyable. And we won't be here tomorrow, but you'll be taken care of.
Tears.
Yes, tears.
And that's okay, because we got lots more Trek to cover. To cover. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, that's it from us. Have a great day.
See you later.